And this is the first news on today's newspaper front page dawn. Government gets $4.6 billion foreign loans in 5 months by our staff reporter, 24 December 2021. Islamabad. The PTI government received about $4.6 billion in foreign loans during the first 5 months, July to November, of the current fiscal year, taking its total loan inflows to about $40 billion since July 2018. According to a monthly report on foreign assistance released by the Ministry of Economic Affairs, MEA, on Thursday, Pakistan received about $4.699 billion inflows, including $4.575 billion in loans and about $123 million in grants. The government has a budgetary target to obtain about $14.1 billion in foreign loans and grants during the current fiscal year. The total loans in 5 months included $2.93 billion for program or budgetary support, non-project aid, and $1.17 billion for projects. Of this, multilateral lenders like the Asian Development Bank, World Bank, Islamic Development Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, and others disbursed a total of about $2 billion during the first 5 months of the current fiscal year. Commercial banks including Ajman Bank, Dubai Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, and Swiss AG, UBL, and ABL disbursed about $1.53 billion. Bilateral leaders like China and the United Kingdom, the United States, Japan, France, Germany, and Korea provided $1.041 billion to Pakistan. A few days back, the MEA had reported that total disbursements of foreign assistance during fiscal year 2020 to 2021 amounted to $13.547 billion, about 27% higher than $10.7 billion in fiscal 2019 to 2020. Disbursements in fiscal year 2018 to 2019 had amounted to $10.82 billion, taking the 3-year total disbursements to $35.1 billion. With $4.575 billion in flows during the 5 months of the current fiscal year, total disbursements since July 2018 have reached about $39.65 billion. Total disbursements from multilateral lenders during fiscal year 2020 to 21, ending June 30, 2021, stood at $4.373 billion, or 33% of total disbursements, led by the ABADB at about $1.37 billion. An amount of $454 million, or 3% of the total disbursements, came from bilateral development partners, particularly China, France, the US, and the UK, and $4.7 billion, or 35% from foreign commercial banks. About 49% of a total external government debt of $85.6 billion by the end of June 2021 came from multilateral lenders, including the IMF, followed by 25% bilateral external debt and 11% to foreign commercial banks. The remaining 15% of the external public debt consisted of SAFE deposit and Eurobonds, inclusive of Sukuk. As of June 30, 2021, 70% of the total external public debt consisted of loans on fixed interest rates, while 30% on floating interest rates. During the year, the government also paid $9.39 billion on account of servicing of external public debt, including $6.94 billion in principal and $1.45 billion in interest payments. The MEA has reported that the government contracted $15.32 billion worth of new foreign loans from multilateral institutions and commercial banks during fiscal year 2020 to 2021, almost 47% higher than $10.45 billion a year earlier. With these additional loan agreements, the PTI government contracted a total of about $34.17 billion in its first 3 years in power, according to Annual Report on Foreign Economic Assistance 2020 to 2021, released by the Ministry of Economic Affairs. Total disbursements of foreign loans in 3 years stood relatively higher at $35.1 billion in 3 years. Data showed that Pakistan contracted to $8.41 billion in fiscal year 2018 to 2019, followed by $10.45 billion in fiscal year 2019 to 20, up 33%, and $15.3 billion in fiscal year 2020 to 2021, up 47%. With this, Pakistan's external public debt stood at $85.6 billion as of June 30, 2021, the MEA said. As of June 30, 2020, the total external public debt had stood at $77.9 billion, showing a net increase of about $7.7 billion, or a growth of about 10%. The external public debt had amounted to $73.4 billion by the end of June 2019. The report explained that higher commitment during the last fiscal year was made to mitigate the pressure on the current account deficit, strengthen foreign exchange reserves, enhance external debt servicing capacity, and provide requisite financing to water sector development. The report noted that out of $15.32 billion, new agreements, $6.97 billion worth of financing agreements were signed with multilateral development partners, $4.66 billion with foreign commercial banks, and $187 million with bilateral development partners. In addition, the government also borrowed $2.5 billion from international capital markets through Eurobonds and $1 billion from State Administration of Foreign Exchange, SAFE, Authority, China, as deposit. Of these, an amount of $2 billion, 13% of total commitments, was earmarked by multilateral development partners as program financing to broaden and deepen the financial system and improve fiscal management and regulatory framework to foster growth and competitiveness in Pakistan. Among the multilateral development partners, the World Bank agreement emerged as the largest development partner in terms of new commitments, $4.675 billion, $4.675 billion, followed by Islamic Development Bank, $952 million, ADB, $902 million, and AIIB, $326 million. Of commercial loans, $4.66 billion, 31% of the total was arranged from foreign commercial banks. An amount of $4.19 billion, 27% of the total was contracted from project financing, and $952 million, 6% of the total for commodity financing purposes. Energy and power were the key priority sector for new loan agreements during the July 2020 to June 2021 period, with a total share of 35% of total committed project financing of $4.19 billion. Rural development and social welfare emerged as second priority with a share of 23% of the total project financing, followed by government governance 18%, finance and revenue 7%, education 5%, agriculture 5%, and transport and communication 4%. And in the end, the formal request, if you please press the like and bell button to get the press from us. Subscribe the channel and press the like and bell button to get the press from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time and goodbye.